My 25 meters, fiance, 24F, cheated with my best friend, 24 meters. Too long didn't read. My 25 meters, fiance, 24F, cheated on me with my best friend / roommate, 24 meters. What can I do to keep a semblance of happiness in my life? Here we fucking go, Reddit. My ex-fiance cheated on me with our mutual friend and roommate. We'll call her Eve and him Adam. I've been with Eve since we were juniors in high school. We dated for 8 years and got engaged 5 months ago. Adam came to my engagement party. Recently I got the chance to go see my family in another state for the first time in 15 months and help raise my newborn nephew. I was there for only 13 days of a planned 2-month trip when Adam and Eve had sex. I immediately flew back home, at great personal expense, to deal with the situation. Eve has made it clear we have no future together. She has already moved out of our house to live with her parents. Her family has been my family for the past 9 years, and I truly don't know what I will do without them. Moreover, I am recovering from surgery and Eve was financially supporting me while I recovered. So now, in addition to losing my fiance, I have also lost my ability to pay rent. Adam has shut himself down and is clearly wallowing in guilt. Frankly, I don't want to lose his friendship because the truth is Eve was going to cheat on me and break up with me no matter what. Adam has a crush on her, and she got him drunk and slept with him. Not that he was exactly unwilling or anything. Is there any chance I can keep my friend? Perhaps more importantly, how do I keep 1 iota of happiness in my life? I have no interest in any of the things that used to bring me joy, and I don't know what to do about it. Thanks, peeps. He's your best friend that has a crush on your fiance of 9 years and he fucked her, but you still want to be his friend? I'm so confused. Good chance she wanted to end things and went nuclear to blow things up and end them permanently. Doesn't make her any less a boss, but probably has more to do with her immaturity than anything you did. There is 0 chance I would ever bang a friend's girl no matter what happened. I think you really need to rethink that friendship. Your friend stabbed you in the back as well. Don't forget that. Focus on your financial situation and on where you're going to live. Break up with both of them and stop communicating, because you have more important things to worry about right now. Eve will do whatever. Good riddance. Adam will require some time to deal with his guilt and with the repercussions of what he did, and you need some time to actually get over this and to really forgive him, so let that time pass. Break up with both of them and you can possibly reconnect with Adam a few years from now, if you forgive him. Don't look to either of them to help you with your financial situation. My 29F, GF, 29F, asked me to remove all of my things from our home before her parents came to Vista for Easter. Update: thank you everyone for the kind words, the advice, and everything else. I wrote this post in a really emotional state, not thinking that anybody would care, but I just needed to write it out. I will do my best to respond to each comment, but if I don't, please know that I've read it and appreciate the advice. She came home from work last night fairly late and basically ignored me until I broke the silence. I didn't want her to drive to town X, because she would be on the road after curfew, was in an emotional state and had worked a full day, but she went in any case. I told her I don't understand why she couldn't just leave very early the next morning, and that her parents will only see her 1 hour extra really, since she would only arrive at their place at 1 AM. We didn't really sort anything out, but we kind of made peace. She did admit that it was unfair of her to ask me to clear all my stuff just so that her parents can come visit. I will definitely use this alone time to do some thinking this weekend. My GF and I were friends for almost 10 years before we got together, so her parents know me fairly well. She is not out to her parents. My mother and brother know about our relationship, but the rest of my family does not. We have been living together for the past 2 years. She pays the rent since she works full-time. I am finishing up my law degree, but I work part-time and pay a portion of the electric bill, the fiber, and groceries. I am solely responsible for paying for our streaming services, and a cleaning service once a week. I am also responsible for buying the groceries, cooking, cleaning, other than what the cleaning service does, the laundry, feeding and playing with our cat, cleaning her litter box, taking care of our garden and plants, budgeting, and handling all of the household admin. I don't mind doing these things for the most part, as I generally am the neater one, and because I don't pay rent or work as many hours as she does, I feel I should pick up the slack. We moved into our current place at the beginning of the year, and our little apartment truly is a hidden gem. We are often complimented by our friends how lucky we are to have found a place like it, with a garden, in the area that we live, that is affordable. 98% of the furniture in the house is mine/stuff I brought in. I worked really hard to make this apartment a home. I spent a lot of time and money on adding little details. Most if not all of our furniture was mismatched, so I painted almost all of the pieces so they could match. I asked my mom to make scatter cushions and throws for the living room, etc. This is the first time I've really had a place that's my own, and it was so important to me that our interests and who we are be exemplified throughout the place. And while it's still a work in progress, I'm really proud of it and love living here. Traditionally for holidays, my GF and I usually drive up to our parents' places. They live in the same town about 5 hours away, call it Town X. We've never really had space to accommodate them, so it just made sense. A couple of weeks ago my GF said that she was going to drive up to her parents' house for Easter. At the time I volunteered to stay home to watch our cat, as I don't really like leaving her alone and had no one else that could watch her. This upset my mom, as she really wanted to have me home over Easter weekend, and said that I should bring my cat along. Usually, if I'm staying at my mom's place for more than a week, I'll take our cat with me, but given that it's only a few days and how traumatic the drive is for her, I decided against it. I spoke to my GF and she suggested that her parents could come down to our place for Easter weekend so she can watch our cat, and I can visit my mom. She said she preferred them coming down and that her parents told her they preferred it as well. I felt a little uneasy but put those feelings aside because it makes the most sense logistically. The plan was that I would drive Friday morning, since I still have classes, albeit online, on Thursday, today, and still had to work. I work online on a freelance basis, so technically my schedule is pretty flexible, but since it's a long weekend there won't be much work to do, and so I will already be taking a pay cut, and I need that money to pay bills. Last night, Wednesday evening, her dad called her and she said he insisted on driving to our place at the end of his workday on Thursday at 5 p.m. She was annoyed at the change of plans and asked me if I would be leaving on Thursday now as well. Told my GF that I could leave after work on Thursday, but this would mean that I would be driving at night, which is something I really don't like doing. I asked her if it would be possible for her parents to rather leave on Friday, but she said that they said that if they had to drive down then they wanted to see her the full Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I then suggested to her that I could leave early Friday morning, but that she should please ask her parents to bring extra bedding since we wouldn't have enough for 4 people. My GF then got real angry and said that wouldn't work since she had already told them I left and I need to be gone before they get here. My GF's parents don't know that we live together and are under the impression that I still stay with my mom in Town X, but occasionally visit their daughter. I was freaking out because I had no idea how I was going to attend all my classes, finish work, study, clean the house, parent ready the house and pack before 5 p.m, but I just said okay and got ready for bed. I couldn't fall asleep and had this horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach. My GF's parents visited her less than a month ago. They were only here for only 1 day, but my GF told me to parent ready the house, meaning that I should pack up all of my stuff and pretend that I'm only visiting. I literally went through the entire house and remove any and all traces of me living there. It literally broke my heart, but I figured it was just a one-time thing. I started crying at the thought of having to do all of that again because my GF said that this time I would have to be more thorough since they are visiting for an entire weekend and her parents have the tendency to snoop. All I could think about was how these homophobic people would be climbing into my bed, sleeping on my sheets, that I saved for months for, that I washed and ironed and folded so carefully. How they would walk through my house, sit on my couch next to my cushions that my mother made for me. That they would shower using my rain shower head that I bought and installed myself. That they would watch Netflix on my account, on my television, using their own profile that I had to add for them after I had to delete mine because I am not to leave a trace of me behind. I felt like I was having a panic attack, so I woke my GF up and said that I thought it would be better if she went to town X rather and I stay behind and care for the cat. She got very angry at me and said that her parents are gonna be angry and they won't allow it and they're just going to do what they want anyway. She said her parents are doing us a huge favor by coming down here, but I told her I thought that they wanted to come and that it made no sense. I was sobbing by that point and told her that I cannot do it again. I cannot pack up all my things and pretend that I don't live here. Just can't. And that she is asking me to either skip work, or my classes, or both to accommodate her parents. I told her that the money I would make from work may not be a lot to her, but it's a lot to me. She offered to give me the money, but I told her I didn't want her money. She said she didn't have a valid excuse and her parents would come drive down no matter what she said. So I told her she should just tell them that she wants to take her new car out on the open road, which is the truth. We had a huge argument and she said she'll talk to her parents in the morning. I barely slept the entire night and tried to convince myself to just stick with the original plan and drive to town X. But I knew that if I went through with it I would not be the same person coming back. When my GF got up I just stayed in bed. I usually get up at the same time as her so we can have coffee together. Said that she should call her parents sooner than later. She then told me that she wanted to talk to me about it and that we should just stick to the plan. I got upset and told her that if she expects of me to pack up all my stuff then our relationship is not going to be the same after I return, that I don't want to hide the fact that I live here. She said it's unfair that I would give her an ultimatum and put that much pressure on her. So I told her I'm literally asking you to call your parents and change plans, that's all. I'm not asking you to come out to them, I'm not asking you to lie to them. I told her that I needed her to have my back on this, to choose my side. Eventually she called her dad and from the sounds of it, he just said okay. She said her parents are upset, so I said yeah well no one is happy it seems. She said that Thursdays are their busiest days at work, which it is, and that she will only be able to leave after work and will probably be out on the road after curfew. We have a temporary curfew due to COVID. I told her she can leave on Friday morning, but she said her parents won't allow it. Then I told her that she is a grown woman, and is completely financially independent of her parents. She literally runs an entire team and division at her job, so I don't understand why she can't be assertive with her parents. She left for work afterwards and I haven't spoken to her since. I feel really shitty about the whole thing. I feel shitty that she is going to have to drive for 5 hours, after a long day at work, and probably be on the road after curfew. I feel shitty that I couldn't convince myself to just stick with the plan. I feel shitty because even though I don't care for Easter, my mom is upset that I can't spend it with her. I feel shitty that I have to spend Easter alone. I feel shitty about our relationship and a part of me just wants to pack up and leave. Am I the asshole for wanting to keep my home my safe space? I know I don't pay rent, so maybe I don't really have much say, but I contribute in every other way possible. Does that count for something? Too long didn't read. My GFs is hiding me from her parents and asked me to remove all traces of myself from our flat before her parents arrive for Easter. I refused and asked her to change her plans and rather go visit her parents at their house for Easter. GF is buying a house and has heavy financial burdens because of it and doesn't want me to help with anything financially. I want to pay our rent myself this month to help out. My 31 meters, GF 32F, and I live together. We are moving across state so she can be closer to family. She is buying a house. I'm not buying the house with her, which I'm fine with. We've been together for a bit over a year. She found the house of her dreams and is in the process of closing. But all the expenses is a huge burden on her financially. Up until now she has only let me pitch in $250 for one of the inspections. She she has been adamant that she doesn't want my help. Her view is it's her responsibility. I get that, but it still makes me feel kinda crappy. She had to get help from her mom to cover the down payment for the mortgage. I have offered and want to help her with whatever she needs. So closing is the end of April, and our current house lease, we rent and are both on the lease, doesn't end till the end of June. So we will have to pay a few months of overlap. We didn't pay first, last and security. Just a security deposit. What I want to do is just pay all of this month's rent myself and tell her I paid it. If I tell her beforehand I'm doing it, she will oppose, but at this point she's getting into her savings to pay it. I'm going back and forth on whether this will be appropriate. I recently got a new job and paying the extra rent is no burden at all on me. I am questioning if this would cause issues and if it is the correct approach to it. Edit. I will be paying half the monthly bills, utilities, sewage, and my half of what the mortgage would be. I'd never live anywhere and not pay. TL, drive. GF is buying a house and has heavy financial burdens because of it and doesn't want me to help with anything financially. I want to pay our current rent on my own this month, but am concerned that this will cause issues and be disrespectful to her wishes. Update. We talked. I explained that I would like to pay this month's rent myself. Explained that I'm not offering because I think she needs the help. I'm offering because I want to. She agreed to everything and was very thankful.